Why have I never read the back of this book? I guess I just trust my friends' recommendations and I'm like, okay, add to cart. This dude makes no sense. It's fine. He makes the rules. I just work here. What's up, everyone? Welcome to our channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video where I'm going to let a spin wheel pick my fall TBR. So last year around October-ish, we got a spin wheel from Target and it was like a joke. Also, I apologize about my voice. I'm getting over a sickness, but it's feeling pretty good right now. So just if I sound raspy, it's fine. I'm getting over a sickness. But anyways, last October, we got a spin wheel from Target for Halloween as like a joke. And then we actually turned it into a TBR game. It was our very first TBR game on our channel. And it was actually our first video that ever really took off. So that was really, really exciting. And the spin wheel was like really cheesy and kind of cringy, but it's really fun. And honestly, I've been waiting all year to use it again. So I figured making a fall TBR would be a good excuse to go ahead and bring the spin wheel out for you guys. And it is going to be how we're going to do our TBR for the next couple of months, because it's funny, it's kind of cringy, but it's also really exciting. So I hope you guys have a good time with this. And for this video and the next few videos that we do with our fall TBR, if you want to follow along and use some of the prompts to pick your own TBR, that would be really cool. And I would love to see that in the comments below. Like if you want to write down what the spin wheel has on it and do your own, or write down the prompts that the spin wheel gives me and you do those same ones, that would be really cool. I would love to see you guys' picks for that. That'd be like really, really cool. So without further ado, let's talk about the prompts that we're going to be using today. So I guess first I should show you the spin wheel. This is what the spin wheel looks like. Sorry, the ring light's kind of getting in the way. But yeah, that's what the spin wheel looks like. And then I'm going to read you the prompts that are on it and then like how I turned it into like Halloween themed prompts. So there's one that says don't wander too far. I picked a book that's a new release because don't wander too far, meaning like it's newer and like closer, I guess was my thought process on that. Happy times ahead. I picked cozy vibes because fall and autumn are just entirely cozy vibes. And I love books that like make me feel cozy, like a hug a book kind of thing. Watch your back. I picked part of a series because like, get it? Like, okay, dad joke moment, but like part of a series, there's books behind it. Watch your back, you know? Dude, okay. And peanuts are thrown at me. It's fine. Okay. Treats will be yours. I picked a fall-ish romance. That's going to be a little bit tricky, but it could work. Prepare to be scared. That's a horror. It looks exciting. Regency Romance, because I don't know why, but like Regency Romance gives me fall vibes. I really don't know why, because a lot of them take place in like the summertime, but they give me fall vibes. So it's fine. We're going with fall vibes. You don't want to know. I picked a free space for that because like, I don't know what it would be. So I'm going to pick a free space. And then while I'm filming this video, I'll go ahead and pick the book for you guys. But I figured that could be a good free space. And then the last one is Screams Heading Your Way. And I picked horror again because I'm learning like which horror books will work for me. And so I want my fall TBRs to be a little bit more horror than usual. And I figured fall books should be a little bit spooky in my opinion. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. So this is how it's going to work. I'm going to spin the wheel. We're going to get the prompt. I'm going to go pick the book and come back. And we're going to do 10 of those. Before we get into those picks, I do have some required reading to let you guys know about. One thing that we're doing this fall is a Raven Boys read-along. If you want more information, the read-along will be linked in the Discord, the announcement video. Or it is in the Discord, but it'll be linked in the description box below if you want to join the Raven Boys read-along. So those books I will be reading this fall. And then just keep in mind, a TBR is just like a rough outline for me. I mean, I will like set a goal to try to read at least half of them, but who knows? I could read all of them. I could read one of them. TBR videos are really just for fun and to pick out books that could be on our radar. So yeah, no pressure. I hope you guys will join me with some of the prompts. I really would love to see that. So let's get right into our first spin. All right. So it's going to make this really loud noise and it's going to spin. And then I will remind you guys like what it says. Okay, ready? Here we go. He takes his time. Okay. Watch your back. All right, we got Watch Your Back. So that's part of a series. So I'm going to go pick a book and come back. Sometimes it gets stuck like this and just keeps repeating itself. This is what I meant when I said it's kind of cringe. Are you done? Are you going to remind us again? No, just, okay. And it also kind of wobbles, like it doesn't, you know, we're doing our best out here, okay? I'll be right back. All right, I'm back with my very first pick, but before I forget, I did want to credit my friend Devin for the shirt that I'm wearing, that unfortunately, no matter what camera angle I try to use for this video, you can't see it. So I'm going to stand up real quick so you guys can see it. It says hardbacks and hardcover and paperback and audio and ebook, and it's just great. She made it for me with her Cricut, and I just want to say thank you, so because it's amazing. All right, so I'm back with my first pick, and that was part of a series, and I picked A Curious Beginning. So don't worry, this was on my August TBR, and I am currently reading it. So it won't be this one, it'll probably be the next one in the series. But yeah, this is a really good series. So basically, well, you know, I'm on the first one, and I'm really enjoying it. But a quick premise of it is that it's Regency romance meets detective fiction, and I love that, and it's giving me all the fall vibes. So it's not straight up Regency romance. It's a detective fiction kind of thing too. So basically in this first book, we meet Veronica Speedwell, who's our main character, and she's orphaned, and her, like, whoever her caretakers were growing up have died, and so she just wants to return to the world of science and discovery and learn and educate herself on all the natural things. And then one day this guy shows up and he's like, you're in danger. Someone breaks into her house. Then this other guy shows up to like save her, and he's like, you're in danger, you need to run. And then in the synopsis it says, I haven't gotten to this part yet, but in the synopsis it says that guy also gets killed. And then there's like another guy who comes to like save her. Well, not save her, but like, because this girl does not need saving. She is a very strong, independent woman, and that's why I love her so much in this book so far. And it's just hilarious. It's really well written. But basically they try to solve the guy who initially tried to save her's murder. So yeah, you get the point. Detective fiction, Regency, fall vibes, part of a series, watch your back, dad joke, and we're going to do the next spin now. On to spin number 2. Here we go. The anticipation.
Happy times are ahead.
So he said happy times are ahead. I don't actually... Oh, he does repeat it twice every time.
Happy times are ahead.
Got it. All right. He didn't used to do that. Oh, are we going to do it a third time? Oh. Oh.
Happy times.
Yeah, he gets stuck sometimes. Let's just cut him off. Okay. Oh, he's not cutting off. I literally flipped the switch off and he's not cutting off. Dude, what if I hit the button? Okay. Okay, I'm back. So that pick was for Cozy Vibes, and we did suffer a mild, like, possession of the, like, demon possession of the spin wheel. He's returned to normal form and is ready to continue on this TBR game. He just wouldn't stop no matter what I did, and then eventually I just walked away to pick a book and he stopped. So I'm convinced he's probably possessed, but it's fine. He fits right along in this video. So my next book that I picked, so the one I picked for Cozy Vibes, it's actually a special edition. So when I show you, the light's probably going to reflect really bad off of it, but it's a Six of Crows. So I actually read the Shadow and Bone trilogy last year to prepare for the show and never got to Six of Crows. And so I really feel like I want to read this fall. It gives me fall vibes. It gives me cozy vibes. I wasn't a big fan of Shadow and Bone. I did like the world that was set up, and I could see where Leigh Bardugo's writing continued to develop, but I just never got to this one, and I do want to finally do it. So I think I'll read Six of Crows. If you don't know what Six of Crows is about, it takes place in the Grishaverse, which basically there's a group of teens who are like a band of misfits who go on a heist. That's really all that I know about it. I know it sounds crazy, but I actually don't know that much more about this book. So I'm really looking forward to it. People actually rave about these characters in this series, so I really do want to get into it. I do know this is a very popular quote. On the back of this book, it says, "No mourners, no funerals," has red sprayed edges. I'll quickly show you guys. There's this nice map in it. And then at the very back of the book, there is a little like art gallery, and I won't like make you guys look at all of them, but it has the character art, and if you guys have watched this channel at all, you know that I love character art. So yeah, I think this is a good pick. It'll actually push me to finally make my way along in the Grishaverse, and I'm very excited for this. I think there's no way I'm not gonna like it. So yeah, Cozy Vibes. Oh my god, there he goes again. I didn't even push the button. Alright, I guess we're gonna jump into our next spin because he feels possessed again, so here we go. It is time, so it's fine. Can you pick something good, please? You don't want to know. Okay, so I got a free space. I will try to make this like fall vibe related though. Is he gonna go 8 billion more times? This dude makes no sense. It's fine, he makes the rules. I just work here. Alright, so for my free space this time, I picked a Dark Academia book, and I actually meant to add that to the list of prompts, but I forgot. So it's fine, we'll just use it here as our free space. So I've picked If We Were Villains. Again, very hyped book that I actually don't know that much about, but I've been meaning to read. One of my good friends really likes this book, and so I promised her I would read it at some point. So that's the plan. I'm going to hopefully read it this fall. I mean, if this book doesn't scream fall vibes to you, I'm pretty sure that this is like the OG of dark aesthetic on like Bookstagram and all over the internet. I mean, I could be wrong, but like every time I see dark academia aesthetic, it's like things from this book. So let me tell you what I do know about this book. I know that there's like this old campus and these people are putting on like a play based off some Shakespeare play. They're like redoing it, and then someone dies, and I think it's also like a murder mystery, and it's like supposed to give you all the dark academia vibes. I've heard that it's written like very on the nose, so I don't know how accessible it will be for me, but I'll report back to you guys if some of you have been wondering about that. But yeah, I actually have never read the back of this book. It says, enter the players. There are 7 of us, then 7 bright young things with wide precocious futures ahead of us. Until that year, we saw no further than the books in front of our faces. Oh, okay. That's enough for me to like just jump into this. I'm sitting here thinking, can I read this today? Because that tagline really got me. But no, it's okay. We need to have some self-control, and we will wait until, I think I'll start this TBR in September. But yeah, I definitely think I'm going to get to this, especially after that. Why have I never read the back of this book? I guess I just trust my friends' recommendations, and I'm like, okay, add to cart. All right, we are ready for our next spin. Hopefully. You're just gonna not work now? This dude, I swear. Treats will be yours. Treats will be yours. I'll be back with my treat. Alright, so for my fall romance, I've actually picked a sequel that's coming out September 20th. So that is the sequel to the X Hex, which came out last year. Absolutely loved that book. It had pretty mixed opinions, but for me, it was very lighthearted and fun and adventurous and just quick. And there's a scene in that book that lives rent-free in my head. I just all around really enjoyed her writing. And so I do want to read the sequel to it, which comes out September 20th, which I'll put a picture here on the screen for you guys. And I'm going to quickly read you the synopsis on Goodreads about the second one. Now, like most romance novels, the second one will have like no spoilers or very mild spoilers, because usually it takes place about a different character, which I did check that is the case for this one. So I'm just going to read you what it says on Goodreads about the book. It says, welcome to spooky season. The follow-up to Aaron Sterling's New York Times bestselling hit, The X Hex, features fan favorite Gwen and the spine-tingly handsome Wells Penetholo as they battle a new band of witches and their own magical chemistry. Gwen Jones is perfectly happy with her life in Graves Glen. She, her mom, and her cousin have formed a new and powerful coven. She's running a successful witchcraft shop, Something Wicked, and she started mentoring some of the younger witches in town. As Halloween approaches, there's only one problem. Wells has come to Graves Glen to reestablish his family's connection to the town they founded, as well as to make a new life for himself after years of being the dutiful son in Wales. When he opens up a shop of his own, Penethal's last just across the street from Something Wicked, he quickly learns he's gotten more than what he bargained for going up against Gwen. When their professional competition leads to a very personal and very hot kiss, both Wells and Gwen are determined to stay away from each other. Convinced the kiss was just a magical fluke, but when a mysterious new coven of witches come to town and Gwen's powers begin fading, she and Wells must work together to figure out just what these new witches want and how to restore Gwen's magic before it's too late. Yeah, so sounds like a little complicated, like more complicated than I expected, but because I love the X Hex so much, hopefully I'll enjoy this book. So yeah. All right, on to our next pick. Happy times ahead. All right, I will be right back. All right, so this was a book that has cozy vibes, and for this one, I'm actually picking a book that comes out on October 4th that I am so excited for, and that is The Haunting of Maddie Clare by Simone St. James. So again, I'm just going to read you like what it says on Goodreads. This one's much shorter than the last one, but I love Simone St. James. I'm actually working on making a like complete guide to her really popular novels that I also hope to put out this fall for you guys. So if you haven't read Simone St. James, the goal of that video is going to be to help you guys get like oriented with her and figure out what books might be and might not be for you. So yeah, this is actually her first ever novel that's being republished, reprinted with a brand new cover. I don't know if anything else is being changed. I don't believe so. So yeah. It says, Sarah Piper's lonely, threadbare existence changes when her temporary agency sends her to assist a ghost hunter. Alistair Giles, rich, handsome, scared by World War I, scarred by World War I, and obsessed with ghosts, has been summoned to investigate the spirit of 19-year-old maid Maddie Clare, who is haunting the barn where she committed suicide. The preferred term is actually died by suicide, but that's just the therapist in me. But yeah. Died by suicide. Since Maddie hated men in life, it is Sarah's task to confront her in death. Soon, Sarah is caught up in a desperate struggle. For Maddie's ghost is real, she's angry, and she has powers that defy all reason. Can Sarah and Alistair's assistant, the rough, unsettling Matthew Ryder, discover who Maddie was, where she came from, and what is driving her desire for vengeance before she destroys them all? So one thing about Simone St. James is she does dual timelines really well, but it doesn't sound like in her first novel she did a dual timeline, which I find really interesting. So yeah, if you want to know more about Simone St. James, stay tuned for that video. All right, we're going to do our next spin. I didn't even hit the button, but okay, he's ready. We're going to do it. You ready? Here we go. Screams Heading Your Way. So that's a horror novel. I'm going to pick a horror novel, and I'll be right back. All right, so for this horror, I'm going to pick The Children on the Hill. So I was supposed to read this back in the summer, and I never got around to it, but I really want to this fall, because this is another author that I would love to do like an author guide of, because I really love The Drowning Kind, which is also by her that I've read. So yeah, I would love to do an author thing for her. Basically, this book, I'm trying to remember, I've read what it's about a billion times, but it says 1978 at her renowned treatment center in the picturesque Vermont. Vermont is always a good place for a Vol book to take place. The brilliant psychiatrist, Dr. Helen Hildreth, is acclaimed for her compassionate work with the mentally ill. But when she's home with her cherished grandchildren, Violet and Eric, she's just grand, teaching them how to take care of their pets, preparing them home-cooked meals, and providing them with care, attention, and love. Then one day, Gran brings home a child to stay with the family, Iris. Silent, hollow-eyed, skittish, and feral, why does she not behave like a normal girl? Still, V is thrilled to have a new playmate. She and Eric invite Iris to join their monster club, where they catalog all kinds of monsters and dream up ways to defeat them. Before long, Iris begins to come out of her shell. She and V and Eric do everything together, ride their bicycles, go to the drive-in, meet at their clubhouse, and a secret hunt for monsters. Because, as V explains, monsters are everywhere. 2019, Lizzie Shelley, the host of popular podcast Monsters Among Us, I love a good podcast part of a novel, is traveling to Vermont, where a young girl has been abducted and a monster sighting has the town in uproar. She's determined to hunt it down because Lizzie knows better than anyone that monsters are real, and one of them is her very own sister. Oh my god, guys, like I want to read this right now. I will definitely be getting to this fall. Great. We are just over a little halfway through. That was the 6th book, so we have 4 more to go. Hang tight with me. This is really exciting. I'm loving all these picks. Like, I am so excited. There's not one book on here that I'm not like really excited to read. So yeah, thanks for hanging with me this far in the video. I just touched him and he like, all right, our next spin. Here we go. He's like, we ain't wasting time. You don't have time to waste. You don't want to know. So that's a free space. So that's fun. I'm gonna go pick a free book and I'll be right back. All right, so for this free space, I did pick a horror-ish novel. It's called Horror Store by Grady Hendrix. This was actually on my TBR last fall, and I never got around to it. Instead of boring you by reading the back cover of this, I'm just going to briefly tell you guys what this is about. It's basically a IKEA manual, and it takes place inside of a store that's like IKEA, and there's like a zombie apocalypse, and like these people have to like Okay, I'll just read it to you because I'm not doing a very good job describing it. You can always skip through these parts if you already know what a book's about or you don't want to hear me stumble upon my words. But for those of you who are very generous and are like, I appreciate you reading the backs of the books, thank you for those comments. They really do mean a lot to me. So, something strange is happening at the Orsk Furniture Superstore in Cleveland, Ohio. Every morning, employees arrive to find Keurig bookstores shattered, glanced water goblets, and smashed Lurpip wardrobes. Sales are down, security cameras reveal nothing, and store managers are panicking. To unravel the mystery, 3 employees volunteer to work a 9-hour dusk to dawn shift. In the dead of the night, they'll patrol the empty showroom floor, investigate strange sights and sounds, and encounter horrors that defy the imagination. A traditional haunted house story in a thoroughly competitive setting, Horror Store is designed to retain its luster and natural appearance for a lifetime of use. All right, so yeah, it's very, like, it's literally like a manual. So yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun, and I'm really excited to get to it. Grady Hendrix is very hit or miss for me, but I've heard nothing but good things about this one, so I'm very hopeful that I will like this one. So yeah, I literally start spinning before I'm ready. All right, here we go. This is the 8th spin. The lighting changes. I'm really sorry about that, guys. Looks exciting. All right, the It Looks Exciting prompt gave me a Regency Romance novel. So I picked Bringing Down the Duke, which has been on my TBR for a while. Again, I've heard mixed reviews of this, but I believe there are 3 books out in the series, and if not, a 4th one's coming or the 3rd one's coming. So I don't know. I feel like I have a lot of catching up to do on Regency novels, but this one sounds really good. It's about our main character who is, she's the first female student at Oxford University. Her scholarship demands that she recruit men of influence to champion the rising women's suffrage movement. Her target, the cold and calculating Duke of Montgomery, commander of Britain's politics. So basically, they're like go back and forth arguing about politics, and I love that, especially for this time period. And yeah, the very last line in the synopsis is, locked in a battle with rising passion and impossible attraction, Annabelle will learn just what it takes to topple a duke. So yeah, I feel like this is a great fall read. Okay, so as soon as I touch the spin wheel, it's gonna start spinning. So let's get our 9th book pick. See, I literally told you, I don't understand this thing at all. Okay.
Prepare to be scared.
Okay, another horror novel. I'll be right back. All right, so my pick for this is actually going to be a horror thriller, which is Chasing the Boogeyman by Richard Scheismar. I'm not really sure, but Casey read this book and absolutely loved it last year, and she said this would be very accessible for me. Basically, this guy, the author, the thing that's like kind of weird about this is like the author is a character in the novel, and he writes about a place that he's actually from, and like there's this murder. It says there was the bad, the unimaginary, indescribably bad, hovering above all those wonderful memories like an angry slate gray thunderstorm sky. Wow, that's a quote from this. So yeah, they're solving a murder of some sort. I don't know. There's like some pictures. I just remember last year Casey was like, you would really like it, and she really liked it. And if she really liked it and it's like a horror thriller, then I think I would really like it. And it has to be pretty compelling because the reviews are not that good, but I really trust her. So I'm going to give it a go. All right, for our last spin, here we go. I'm going to break it on the last spin. Treats will be yours. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. For someone who loves fall and autumn so much, I don't have that many fall romances. So if you have any romances that take place in fall, like descriptions of leaves and mountains and pumpkins and I don't know, fall things. I mean, I have a few that have like witches and stuff, but I'm looking for like just a regular romance, not fantasy or anything. I mean, I'm fine with fantasy romance, but that takes place in fall. Please let me know in the description box below, or in the description box, my God. And I've been filming this. This video actually took a really long time, surprisingly, but in the comments below, let me know because I would love to hear your recommendations and maybe I could do like a vlog on them. But I gave up and I was like, okay, what gives me fall vibes? So I picked The Simple Wild by K.A. Tucker. This has also been on my list for a really long time. So I want to finally just get it done and read it. So basically we follow our main character, Calais. It's C-A-L-L-A. I'm not really sure how to say that, but Calais, I don't know. But her parents had her when they were young, and they lived in Alaska, and her mom flew back to the States. Alaska is in the States, but I mean like the mainland, and left her father in Alaska. And she lives her life growing up with her mom, and then she gets a call that her dad is dying, and so she goes back to Alaska to spend time with him. There she meets a guy who is a pilot who like helps charter things to and fro in Alaska and helps her dad out some, and that's where she meets our main dude. His name is Jonah. And they start a friendship, and then finally they kind of start to fall in love. But the thing is, she never intended to stay in Alaska, and finds herself repeating what her parents went through, which is where like her mom didn't necessarily want to stay in Alaska when they went there. She ended up flying back to the States. Calais, our main character, doesn't want to be put in that same predicament. He doesn't want to leave Alaska, just like her dad. So I'd be very interested to find out how this turns out. And I've heard really, really good things about it. And these covers are stunning. And I really just want an excuse to read the rest of, or to buy the rest of them, because I only bought the first one to make sure that I really liked it first. But yeah, so that's my fall TBR. And I have confidence I can get through a lot of these. I really do. I'm doing better at following my TBRs, at least half of them. So yeah, let me know in the comments below your fall TBR, if you followed any of these prompts, what you got from them, what books you picked, and leave a fall leaf in the comments below if you made it to this point in the video. And as always, a very, very special thank you to our patrons. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.